Hey there, this is Valerie McDowell. It is Write It Out Wednesday, so welcome to another episode of Write It Out, where we come on Wednesdays twice a month, where we put you back at the top of your writing list. You know, many times our writing is on the back burner if it's even on their stove, okay? But today, we're jumping back on there, and we've got all kinds of wonderful things happening. We are doing Write It Out tonight, and tomorrow we're going to be doing an author spotlight, where we are interviewing authors who participated in the Love Is book, which is out. Get your copy now. So a number of wonderful authors who provided submissions for this collection of poetry, spoken word, and short stories. I'm going to be interviewing them, and they're going to be sharing their works on tomorrow, so you don't want to miss it. It's tomorrow at 7 p.m. on StreamYard. I'm going to be posting a little later on, but get ready. It's going to be great. I'm so excited. And I know the authors are excited to share their works as well. And so I'll probably share something as well. We'll see. In the meantime, and I just want to say that you never know where inspiration comes from. I was at the gym earlier today and I had my water bottle like I always do. And while I was waiting for a light, because I happened to be there when school was going out on my way back, and I was like, oh, buses. But so I'm just doing stuff, passing the time. And I'm looking at my water bottle, which is called Defiance Fuel. It's just water, but I'm reading it and it's like, it says Defy Limitations. Can you see that? Defy Limitations. And I'm like, what a great topic for tonight, because part of the work that we do in getting our books done, in fact, in getting many things done, is defying the limitations that are on our life. Many times, you know, we've heard, oh, you can't do that, or we've even said to ourselves, because I do talk to a lot of people about mindset, about what we even say to ourselves. But the thing is, how do we defy limitations? Because, you know, we live in a world where people will always put things on you that says you can't do this, you can't do that, you know. And even at the gym I go to, it's just like, you know, you might say it to yourself like, oh, I don't know if I can do that. It's like, and you haven't even tried, you know. So I want to just take a little bit of time and give you 5 keys to defining or defying limitations today. Hey, B Sweets, good to see you, my dear. And so we're talking about defying limitations. Like I said, I've got some Defiance Fuel here, my water bottle that I was out with the gym. So this is what I have left. Just drank the second one here. And so, but like I said, you can get inspiration from anywhere. And sometimes you just need to see something, read something to know, like, this is where you are. You are not in the norm. Okay, you are defying some of those limitations, some of those roadblocks, some of those things that have been put in front of you that keep you from going and moving forward. And like I said, so I want to just share with you 5 points I got just from a water bottle, okay? Because inspiration can come from anywhere. I love it. Oh my God. You can tell I'm excited, right? So I was just like, what are some things that I can talk about? What can I share with my group tonight? And so my 5 keys to define limitations, to defy limitations, is number 1, what you can't do versus what you think you can't do. Okay, because sometimes it's about perception, because there may be some things that you can't do. You know, like you might not be able to do a pull-up right now, okay, on a bar or on your doorpost. You know, like you might not be able to do that. But is it because you physically can't, or is it because you think you can't? Because a lot of times, some of the things that we say we can't do, it's because of what we perceive that we can't do. You know, like you might have been around someone where that kind of icky thing called comparison comes into play, where you compare what you're doing to what someone else is doing, especially if what that other person is doing seemingly is better than you. Okay, because it might be that you might not be able to make the macaroni and cheese the way that person does. But guess what? You make this better, you know, you make your nice salad better, you know, or whatever it is. It's just like, so your perceptions have a lot to do with the limitations that you put in your life. You know, it's like, as a book coach, I talk to a lot of people about writing their books. And one of the biggest things they say to me is about, oh, I don't know where to start. I don't know how to write. I don't know. But by the time we've just talked for like 30 minutes, it's just like, well, you said a whole lot that could be in the book. You know, you got it. We just got to put it in the right framework, you know, because we've heard that things can be hard or difficult or impossible even, but I'm a firm believer that nothing shall be impossible because of some things I believe, And so the thing is, it's like knowing what you can't do versus what you perceive or think you can't do are two different things. So don't conflate them and don't confuse them, okay? Because the thing is, you can do it. It's more about what are you thinking? What's going on in your mind that makes you think you can't do something? Is it other people saying things? Is it circumstances? And actually that leads me to point number 2. So point number 1, what you can't do versus what you think you can do. Okay. We're talking about 5 keys to defy limitations. So the second key, I would say, is it a permanent limit or for this season? Okay. Because some limitations are permanent. It could be that you're not going to the moon, unless you want to get up in one of these rockets that's going up just to the surface of the earth kind of thing, or, whatever, like that might be a permanent limitation for you. However, it could be just for this season. You could be like, let a couple more years go by, let a couple more people go up there and let me see how that works out. And then you might be ready. It could be, electric cars are making a whole lot more. I think they were saying by 2030, they're hoping to get a whole lot more out here, and getting a lot less gasoline powered cars in light of all the things that are going on. But the thing is, it could be like right now, that you're like, nah, I need my gas car, but then in a few years you might, that might be a new season for you. So just think about other things in your life. Is it permanent for now? Is it a permanent thing or is it just a seasonal thing? Because some situations, unfortunately can be permanent. Like if someone passes away, like that's a permanent situation. They're not coming back. However, if maybe a relationship was fractured or broken for a period of time, and, life has happened and other things have gone on and you both are like, you know what, can we just put that beside us and start again? Can we start anew? So a new season can start because you're now willing to do some new things, and like I said, some things are permanent, if you're out of, elementary school, middle school, like you're not going back. You might could go back to high school, but it's going to be like a GED, so, you're 40, they're not going to let you go back to high school, but you can still get your diploma. You can get degrees. You can go back. It might not be something that's a permanent situation. Okay. Like I said, like death is really the only permanent kind of thing for some things, but other situations, and granted, there might be some relationships that are permanently severed. You might never go back to that job. You might never be that size again. I don't know. It's up to you. But some things are seasonal. So the thing is, you need to determine that, based on, what's happening in your life. So that's number 2. We're talking about 5 keys to defy limitations. So what did I have for number 3? Are you willing to make some adjustments? I'm reading my own handwriting. Like, what did I write here? Are you willing to make some adjustments? Because sometimes the way you defy limitations is by saying, you know what? I'm going to write, okay, I'm a book coach. I'm going to write 3 pages today, this morning, for an hour. That's what I'm going to do. You're going to defy the limitations of, oh, I just want to sleep another hour. Oh, I hate getting up early. No, you're going to do something. You're going to defy. You're going to make an adjustment. You're going to be like, you know what? I'm going to get up at 7 o'clock. And from 7 to 8, I'm going to write. Okay. And then you can do whatever else you want for the rest of the day. But you wrote for an hour, which is more than you did the day before. And sometimes it starts with a little thing. What adjustment can you make in your life to move forward in the things that you say you want to do? Many times we say we want to get this done. We want to go here. We want to do this, but we don't get started. Hey, Octavia, good to see you, my dear. And so the thing is, we're talking about how to defy limitations. And so we've given the first 2 points, which is number 1, what you can't do versus what you think you can't do. Number 2, Is it a permanent limitation or is it just for the season? And now we're talking about number 3. Are you willing to make an adjustments to really accomplish that thing that you said you wanted to do? And I just shout out both of you ladies because you both made adjustments to do your book. Octavia, you're in the last legs of this, and B Sweets, you're done. You're on to the next project. So the thing is, you guys made adjustments in order to get your book done. Life still happened, things still, occurred, but you made the adjustments you needed by moving forward, by making steps to defy those things that said you couldn't do that. B Sweets, I think, what was your number, 47 years? You were like, been trying to write, no more. You got a book and then you can get it. And you got 2 books out, you can go on to the next thing. And with Octavia, you already started the second book. Can we finish the first book, girl? Okay, I'm not. Okay, I said that too loud. But anyway, but the thing is, you guys made the adjustments. And once you make the adjustments, as you can see, momentum comes. Then energy, there's more that you can get done because now you know what to do. Because the thing is, sometimes the limitations are because we haven't done something before. It's new. And sometimes with new things, we're like, nah, I like things just the way they are. But the thing is, you're never going to experience anything new unless you try. It's like, and I jokingly say, like, for all the people that run for president or all these, like, you're never the president until you are. It's like, you may want to be that, Biden, you ran a couple times and you're president now. It's like, ooh, is it everything you expected? But that's with many things. It's like, is it what you expected? Is it what you wanted? Are you defying the limitations? Because with every president, stuff happens that you have no idea was coming. You wouldn't have done all you did if you knew that was coming. But it's the same in our own lives. It's like, how do you defy the limitations? It's like, because when things happen, what is your go-to? Do you defy that and you adjust and do something different? Because many times default is what kept us in the bad place. It's what kept us bound. It's what kept us, from moving forward. But by making even sometimes a slight adjustment, it's like, I was just talking to my son. He was saying, he's like, oh my God, like I was hanging out with some friends and it was late and we ate at like 11 o'clock at night. And he's like, I don't eat past 8:30, so it was like he made an adjustment, but then he was like, that wasn't a good adjustment. It's like, so we need to make sure that the adjustments that we're making are moving us where we need to be. Because for him, it's like he's going to the gym, he's doing this, he's bulking up, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, so eating late at night junk food really is what it was. It's not going to help his goal of what he wants to do. And the same with me. It's like, I'm going to the gym. It's like, it's pouring down rain. Okay, the gym is still there. It's this. Yeah, it's open now. It's like my original gym closed completely at the beginning of the pandemic. Like, this is never open again. Okay, that's a permanent. Okay, I was talking about some things are permanent limitations. So me going back to that place was permanent because it's like a dollar store now. It's not even a gym. So it was like, there's no going back there, so I had to adjust and go somewhere else, and I wasn't able to get classes at the times I needed. So I adjusted and I was like, I can still work out. I can still do some things. I put my headphones on and I got to moving because I needed to make the adjustments to accomplish the goal that I went there for. So that was number 3. Number 4, believe that you can do what is in your heart to do. Okay. It's like, that's how you defy limitation. It's like, I'm writing a book. I'm traveling, I'm going back to school, I'm buying a house. I'm like, what is that thing that you want to do? It's like, you need to see it, see it done. I saw this book done. Love is. I saw it done. The idea came. And that's just so amazing to me that you can have an idea. That's why I love book coaching and just the process of getting these books, helping my clients get them written and finished, is that it's an idea. You literally, words in your head that no one can see, invisible words that keep coming to you. And then all of a sudden it's on a page. And then all of a sudden it's in a book. So that's amazing to me that we can take, and particularly when it's a heartfelt story, when it's like your life and you're putting it out there and you're like, and you're going through that thing. Sometimes you feeling that thing all over again and you get mad or you cry or you get angry or you get sad. It's a lot of stuff that you may feel going through that process, but you said you wanted to do it and you already see it done. It's like, and I love when covers come, it's like, ooh, Oh, we almost there, because the thing is that idea that was in your head, you're seeing it done. Like when people start wanting to buy a house, it's like, go start looking. If you want to move, start packing. Somebody told me that years ago, and every time I packed up, for real, not just move something from room to room, no, packed, boxed, labeled, I could move. Where I needed to go appeared, and that's the thing. Hey, Reggie Moore. Hey, that's Regine. How are you, my dear? And so that's the thing. Believe that you can do what is in your heart to do, because everything you want to do, you have to first believe you can do it. Before you go back to school, before you take a job, you have to believe I can do this job. I can write this book. I can, do this thing. I can travel. I can get married. I can do whatever I want to do. You have to believe it, because nobody else is going to believe it. If you don't believe it at first, they may see things in you, but if you don't believe that you can do the thing that they even see, it's not going to happen. Because it's not somebody else's job to push you and make you do something that you said you wanted to do. It's up to you to at least take the step forward. Okay, you have to make that move. One of my clients, Rachel Foy, she wrote a book called I Quit, and part of her I Quit was she quit. She quit her job, And now she's got a bunch of quitters following her on, I think it's her 4th or 5th season of her podcast called I Quit, but she had to step out and do some things, even for me, leaving a job, leaving, corporate, nonprofit, all that, I had to leave it. I couldn't keep talking about leaving. I had to actually leave and do the thing that's in my heart to do, and you have to believe. It's like, I know I like this. I know I'm good at it. You guys are here. But the thing is, you have to believe enough in your story, in your purpose, in your vision, in that idea that won't let you rest, that you can do it. And then you will see the other pieces start coming together and it will start manifesting. But you have to take that first move, because if you never move forward, if you never, so to speak, get out the boat, you can't walk on water. Okay. Like Peter had to get out the boat. He had to keep his eyes forward, because we often fail or fall because we start looking, oh God, oh God, oh God, because of the things we start seeing again. But when we're focused, like I have a book called, talking about focus, called One Thing. And then I have this other book. I have lots of books, y'all. It's like by Dalio. Oh my God, this is like the best book ever. But it really helps you to focus, on what's in front of you. What is it that you want to do? And like how to tackle things one thing at a time. Because when we have so many things in our mind that we're trying to do all at the same time, it doesn't work. It's like you do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but then nothing really ever gets done. So it's like complete that task. Complete this task. Like I had to copyright some things. I had to send out some books and some other things. I was like, okay, let me make a list. Cross that out. Okay, done. Because I kept thinking about it for a couple of days, but it's like, no, just do it. Get up, do it, and cross it off. Because a lot of times we think about things we want to do, but we don't ever get it done. So I'm a witness. Write the vision, make it plain so you can cross it off when it's done. And then you have a record. This is what I wanted to do. This is what I was able to do. And you got it done. You guys are amazing because you are getting your books done. You said you wanted to do it. You believe that you could do it. You defied the limitations of what you could or could not do, even though you never wrote a book before, but you did it. Okay. So, and that's really where it starts. Okay. And then my 5th point, be willing to start off alone. Sometimes when we are defying limitations, like my bottle of water says, Defy, this is my defiance fuel, y'all. And it's just water, but sometimes the thing that's pure, clear, that doesn't look like it's really anything is really the thing that's fueling you. It's helping you to move past the limitations. And, and sometimes you're not going to be able to bring everybody with you. Sometimes you have to strike out and be like, you know what? I know I've never lived here. I know I don't know anybody here, but I'm going to do it. Shout out to Augusta, Georgia. Somebody's making a new life somewhere, but the thing is, it's like, because thinking that we have to bring everybody with us all the time might cloud the clarity that you had about moving to start with, or you feel like you're not going to make friends. That goes back to that original limitations. Is it a permanent, is it a perception? Or is it real, because it's like, every time you go somewhere, you don't know anybody. You're new in many instances of your life. When you first went to school, you didn't know the other kids. You might have known one or two, but generally you didn't know the teacher. So you start a new job, a new neighborhood, you go to the gym like, you don't know anyone. So you are doing a lot of things by yourself, and being able to get comfortable so that you can hear your own thoughts. Because sometimes there's so much noise that you don't know how to get above it. So you looking for this one to say something, or that one to say something, or this one to say, no, you're good. You can do it. It's like, no, you need to tell yourself, not only can I do it, but I will do it. That's how you defy limitations, by you saying what you're going to do. I love like stories in the Bible because they're so relevant even to today. That the woman, they call her with the issue of blood. She didn't even have a name, but she said to herself, if I do this thing, I will be made whole. If I touch his garment, the hem, and so what about you? What do you have to say to yourself in order to do the thing that you said you were going to do? And just going back over the points again, we're talking about defying limitations today. Okay, defying limitations. And like I said, inspiration can come from anywhere. I was coming from the gym, sitting in traffic. I read my water bottle. I was like, where did I even buy this from? Defiance Fuel. Water's called Defiance Fuel. But it says defy limitations, okay? And it was just like, and these ideas just came to me like, how do we, like, girl, that's good. That's good stuff. I'm a word girl, so words mean so much to me. But the thing is, going back over our points, number one was what you can't do versus what you think you can't do. Okay. Like there may be some actual things you can't do, but some of those things are things that we think we can't do. We perceive, we made up in our mind that, no, I can't do that, without even trying, without even thinking it through. Okay. Number two, is it permanent or is it just for the season? Is this limit, a permanent thing? Like I said, death is a permanent thing. So that person may not be able to come back. Or is it just for the season? Is it temporary? Is it just, until you get past this? That sometimes like you can't buy something because your credit is not at this certain thing. So that's not permanent. You can always improve that. It's like if it's 620 now, you can get to 835, So it's like it might take a minute, but you can do it, and so that's not permanent. And there are other things, that are not permanent either. And number three, adjustments. Are you willing to make an adjustments? Sometimes we're like, nah, it's good just like it is. Why mess up? What's working? Is it? As Dr. Phil says, how's that working for you? That a lot of times we don't move forward, because we're not willing to make the adjustments. Oh, I'm reading the post down here. Without you and your program, I would have never done it. But you did, because you made an adjustment. You reached out. You did something. You didn't touch the hem of my garment, but you touched my the webinar or whatever it was, and you came on in, and you did the class and you finished your book. And that's really what it takes. Number four, and you did this. You believe that what you said you could do was in you. You believe that you could do it. And all of you guys have great stories. And the thing is, we all have great stories, but it's like you took the next step of like, I'm going to put my story in print. I'm going to share my story with the world. I'm going to do this thing that's in my heart to do because this story won't let me go. I know someone else will benefit. I always ask you guys, what's the point? Why are you writing this book? What is somebody going to get out of it? Because the thing is, if the story is just for you, it's cool, but it's like a journal or a diary. But if you really think someone's going to be blessed by your story, that someone can learn something, someone can grow from it, they can learn lessons, they can activate something in them, then get it in a book. Get that story in a book that's going to make a difference in not only your life, but in someone else's life. And they could share that book with others. Like even, again, another plug for the Love Is book. Okay, because that was just a compilation. It was like a love offering that I gave where I was like, hey, if you want to put something in here, let's share this. Let's get it out. I love doing things like that. I will probably do some other ones similar. I don't know what the topic is going to be, but there are different ways that, I would like to just highlight other people, because it's like, it might be my business, but my business is about people, and it's about elevating and honoring and celebrating what other people can do. So I'm defying limitations by making sure that you guys are blessed. You guys benefit. You guys get, some glory out of what your story has been able to do, not only in your life, but in the lives of others. And then number 5, be willing to start off alone. Okay. Many times it's like, I've traveled alone and I love it. In fact, like I've done a lot of things alone. I was the first to do a lot of things, even in my family, and it's like, and I've got comfortable. It's like, I can do things with plenty of people, but I can also do things by myself, because there are times like I'm getting ready to go away by myself because I just need time to just kind of sort some things out and focus and just get some plans in place. But it's like, because I know if I go with other people, I'm going to be distracted. I'm going to be like, oh, what time you want to eat? What time you want to do this? Want to go here? So I don't need that right now. I need to eat whenever I need to eat, but I need to really go and take care of some business while I enjoy and look at sky and water and be beautiful, And the thing is, and sometimes you need just the quiet, of being alone and being able to be comfortable with it. And that's something that a lot of times our world does not really celebrate, being alone, doing things on your own sometimes. But I think they're seeing it more and more because the pandemic in particular, particularly if you already lived alone, or you couldn't be with the people that you were normally with or travel and all those things. So people had to adjust, which was one of our points. That's right. And do the thing that makes you happy. Do the thing that causes you to rise, to light up, to celebrate, to really understand who you are. Because that's the other thing. Do you really know who you are? It's like, we know what other people say, but you have to know who you are. What makes you tick? What makes you light up? What makes you soar? You need to know so that you can also set boundaries like, nope, that's not going to work for me, but this does. Let's do this, or I can't do that. My constitution doesn't allow me to do certain things, but be comfortable with it and be okay. So we define limitations, ladies. Okay. That's what we doing. We got defiance fuel to make sure we're able to do that, because that's what we do here. We write books, we publish them, we write lots of books, we teach, we do speaking engagements, we teach courses. What else y'all want to do? Because the thing is, the sky's the limit, because we define limitations. Okay. All right. So that's all I got. Like, I'm excited. This was a good topic for me. Like I said, you never know where your inspiration is going to come from. You never know where your topics are going to come from. So we're here to define limitations today. And I will see you guys tomorrow night. We're going live. We're going to be going on StreamYard, which we're going to stream to Facebook and probably YouTube too. And so I just need to do a little prep in a little bit. And we're going to celebrate these authors who have contributed. We're going to hear some of their poems or some of their short stories. I think I don't know how many we got, like people were rolling in. So it's like, we're going to get as many as we can. We try not to stay on all night. Hey, Risley, good to see you. And so we're going to put that out there. And then we're going to post it. We're going to put it out there so other people can see it, but hopefully you come, buy some books, celebrate, share with others. It's some great stories, some great poetry. And I'll just leave with this one. I'll do a little teaser for tomorrow. And this is from an excerpt from a poem called A Love Supreme that I wrote. And it's called, okay, let me just read it. Nothing on earth can prepare you for a love that encompasses all, that surpasses all understanding, a love for which there are not enough words to convey, a love that is beyond experiences, beyond memories, beyond heartaches and pain, beyond joys and triumph, a love that transcends time and space, that propels itself through 42 generations to come and rescue me, to show me the way, a love that steps inside the confinement of flesh, a love that lays down its life for me, a love that rises above everything and every obstacle just for me, a love supreme. All right. So that's a piece of love is. We'll be talking about it tomorrow night at 7 p.m. And I'll be posting the link for you guys to join us, and we'll see you tomorrow. All right. Have a great night. Bye.